We are live. Hey, Instagram. Hey, Facebook. Good evening, good evening, good evening. If you are just now tuning in, whether you're catching the replay, whether you're catching me live, hey, hey, hey. My name is Lindsay Walker. For those of you that don't know who I am a publicist by trade. I work with beauty, entertainment, and lifestyle brands to get them featured into the media. My clients have been in everywhere from Essence, the New York Times, Black Enterprise, Madame Noir, CBS This Morning. The list just goes on and on. And I'm also a publicity coach. I am the founder of a program, a 12-week accelerator called Position to Pivot. And tonight, I wanted to talk to you guys about something that I know has been on a lot of people's minds. I know I've been going back and forth with myself about certain things. And so that is now the right time for you to invest in publicity for your business in these uncertain times. We have an election tomorrow. We have so many different things that are going on right now. And so we're all trying to figure out, what the rest of 2020 is going to look like, what the rest of 2020 is going to look like, and what 2021 is going to look like. And so tonight we're going to be talking about that in detail. So if you have ever been on a live of mine, I need you to go ahead and share this out. I also need you to grab your notebooks, your pen, your pieces of paper, because we are going to get into the nitty gritty of this. Okay? So the first thing that I want you to keep in mind and write down, okay, is that the election does not stop your show and it does not stop your flow. The election does not stop your show and it does not stop your flow. If you think about, pre-COVID times when we were all at work and there would be an election coming, guess what? You still have to go to work the next day. Or you still have to go to school the next day, right? And so the election did not stop the flow of you going to work and getting a check, right? And so why would you allow it to stop the flow of you showing up and doing what you need to do within your business? If you know that there are certain components that you're missing to reach more clients, if you know that there are certain components that you're missing to get in front of a bigger audience, why would you allow the election to stop your show and to stop your flow? Because at the end of the day, once the election is over, people are going to start to go back to whatever our sense of normal is, right? And so I don't want you to get to this place where you're so anxious and you're so worried and you're so fearful about what's happening, right? That you're letting it stop what you know you're supposed to be doing. That you're letting it stop what you know you're supposed to be doing. Some of you guys know that you should have been invested in your business. Your competition, and we talked about this in my last live, but your competition has been getting featured. They've been getting more exposure, and you're sitting on the sidelines waiting for the right moment, waiting for the right opportunity. And the bottom line is it's always going to be something. There's never going to be a right time. There's never going to be a right opportunity. And so if you keep making up excuses and letting things get the best of you, your business will remain in the same space. And so again, your notebook should say, number one, the election is not stopping your show or your flow, okay? If you are just now tuning in, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am talking to you guys about, is now the right time for you to invest in publicity for your business? We have so many things going on where we are, full of uncertainty. I know I've been seeing down my timeline all day that everybody's anxious. I've been feeling a little bit of anxiousness as well. But the bottom line is the election does not stop your show or your flow, right? Number two, you need to get into position. You need to get into position because of the uncertainty, right? Because you don't know what anything's going to look like. If you're ready, right? It's like that saying, stay ready so you don't have to get ready, right? Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. If you're already ready, if you're already top of mind, if you're already being positioned as an expert in your industry, you're ahead of the uncertainty. right? You're ahead of the uncertainty, and you may be thinking, well, right now it doesn't seem like I am because I haven't gotten everything into play, but the opportunities are here for you, right? The opportunities are here for you. Let me tell you one thing that I know for sure. I don't know who's going to win the election tomorrow. I don't know what that's going to look like. But one thing that I know for sure is that something will always come, right? Like we just said, something will always come. But if you are ahead of it, you can position yourself to be the expert and to be top of mind no matter what happens. One thing I know for sure is that the media is always going to look for experts to talk about what's going on in our world, to talk about what needs to be done, to talk about the new shifts, the new trends, the navigation. And so my question to you is, are you going to be the one that they seek out? Are you going to be the one that they look for? Are you going to be the one that pictures yourself for them so that they know, oh, wow, here is, a teaching and education expert. We didn't know she could do this. This is how she's mapped out her curriculum for 2021. This is how, this new physician that opened up a new clinic, this is what they're doing differently ahead of COVID-19. Are you going to be the one that they're looking for? Right? Are you going to be the one that's already in position? So, number two, if you've been worried about investing in publicity in your business during these times of uncertainty, you have to be in position, and investing in yourself puts you ahead of the curve. We talked about that in my last live. A lot of you guys are missing out on strategy, right? A lot of you guys, hey Adrena, a lot of you guys are missing out on strategy, and you want to, reach all of these milestones and all of these goals within your business. You have to have a plan in place to do that. Do y'all not know 2021 is right around the corner, you guys? It's right around the corner. And so you have to make sure that you are putting yourself in position. And let me just say this. Whoever is in office, you guys, is not going to stop anything that you have going on. The only way that they'll stop it is if you let them. The only way that they'll stop it is if you let them. The only way that anybody or anything is going to get in your way is if you allow them to do so. If you allow them to do so. Right? That's the only way. That's the only way that anybody is going to get in your way. And so I want you guys to be encouraged right now, no matter what it looks like, that number one, you have what it takes to make it through this, right? You have what it takes to make it through this. You have what it takes to win in spite of everything. Think of where you are right now, right? Think of where you are right now. COVID is not stopping your show. And I know that a lot of people are impacted, right? So I don't want to make a light of that. But what I want to call into your remembrance is the fact that you've gone through things worse than a 2020 election. Hello, 2016. You've gone through things worse in your personal lives, and you're still standing. So do not let whatever happens tomorrow get the best of you to where you're not able to properly invest in yourself and invest in your business. Okay? I want you guys to be encouraged that it does not matter. Right? If you are in position, it does not matter. No one can knock you off of your square but you. No one can knock you off of your throne but you. Okay? And so I want you to be encouraged that no matter what it looks like, you still have what it takes. Okay? You still have what it takes to get to where you want to be. All right. So number one, the election's not stopping your show. Number two, you have to make sure that you're putting yourself out there and that you're putting yourself into position. And if you are consistently in front of your target audience, that's the proper way to position yourself. Okay. That is the proper way to position yourself. All right. I want to make sure that you guys understand that now is the time to invest in yourself, because 2021 is right around the corner. right? And it's going to take more than what you've been doing. And I've been saying this all year. You can go back and look at all of my videos. I have been saying this all year, that if you want to see something different, you have to do something different. And so it's going to take a little more than what you're used to doing. It's going to take more than one post on Instagram. It's going to take a mindset shift. It's going to take you knowing that no matter what, this is your time, right? It's going to take you knowing that no matter what, this is your time. This is your moment. People are waiting and have opportunities for you, but you have to seize the moment. One of my mentors used to say that all the time. You have to seize the moment. You're never going to see this time again. You're never going to see these months again, right? You're never going to see these days or these weeks again. And so think about how you are being a steward of your time. I want you guys to really, really think about how you are being a steward of your time. How are you showing up, right? How are you showing up in the marketplace? How are you showing up in, among your target audience? How are you showing up, just in general online? Are you showing up with fear, or are you showing up with a confidence that is unlike any other, to where you're the leader, you're the experts, and leaders lead even through challenges. Leaders lead even through tragedy. Leaders lead even through, hard and challenging times. And so your clients, your customers, your audience, they're looking to you to do that, right? They're looking to you to do that. And so you have to make sure that you are on top of your game. And publicity, you guys, getting exposure, being featured in the news, talking about the trends, talking about this election, talking about how it impacts your business, talking about how it made you a better person, whatever has happened, sharing your story is always going to get you in front of the right people, right? Sharing your story is always going to get you in front of the right people. But you have to make sure that you're not showing up scared. You have to make sure that you're showing up committed to the process, no matter what it looks like. You cannot throw in the towel. And I know, trust me, I know I am a stage 4 cancer survivor. I am, one that has been in business for 8 years. So that means that I've gone through a lot of things in these past 8 years. I've gone through, like I said, a cancer diagnosis. I've gone through 6 months of chemotherapy. I've gone through so much, and still in all, I did not quit, and I did not give up on myself, and I did not give up on my business in the middle of all of these times. And so when I tell you that you have what it takes, and I want you to think about what you've been through beforehand, right? It's not just me telling you what I think. It's me telling you what I've lived through, what I am living through, and what I've walked through. And one thing that I know, if you're watching this live, if you're watching this broadcast, if you are connected to me, it means that you have a certain type of tenacity that's unlike any other. You have a certain type of grit that's unlike any other. And so before I move on to my next point, I really, really want you to understand that positioning yourself and investing in publicity during these times is going to help you navigate through where you need to be in the media. Right? It's going to help to push you. It's going to help to propel you. It's going to help to accelerate you into where you're supposed to be. That's why you can't stop now, right? That's why you can't stop now. That's why you can't throw in the towel. That's why you can't give up. You have to make sure that you keep going. You have to make sure that no matter what happens, that you are consistently allowing yourself to be seen, because that's the only way that any of us are going to make it through. You think we're going to make it through by cowering down? You think we're going to make it through by not showing up and by throwing in the towel? It does not work like that, right? It does not work like that. And I need you to understand that it does not work like that. Okay. And so again, if you're just now tuning in, hey, we've been talking about investing in your business and investing in publicity during times of uncertainty, okay? And so we said the first point was that the election, however it's going to go, is not going to stop your flow. It's not going to stop the show, right? The second point is positioning yourself is going to help propel you for greater, but you have to be in the right space. And that is exactly what publicity does for you and for your business. Your customers are still going to be looking for you. They may need you now more than ever, right? And so you have to make sure that you're in a space to be found. You have to make sure that you're in a space of being seen as that expert. Like I said, leaders show up no matter what. Leaders show up no matter what. And it's fourth quarter. If you're a sports fan, which I'll admit I am not, okay? But if you are a sports fan, you know that fourth quarter is, if you don't give up in the fourth quarter just because you might be down a few points. So what I'm telling you is, if you are ready to continue to win, you have to keep your head in the game. And that means even in times of uncertainty, right? Even when you don't know what anything looks like, even when it looks like you may be losing, right? You have to continue to show up. You have to continue to show up. The third point, right? The third point is sharing your story resonates with the people. Sharing your story lets people know that they're not alone. Sharing your story lets people know that they can trust you. Sharing your story lets people know, wow, this is really a person to watch. They're on top of their stuff. I'm seeing them consistently. I just saw them do an interview with Refinery 29, or I just saw them do an interview with O Magazine, or I just saw them on Yahoo Lifestyle, or whatever your dream publications are, right? So showing up and sharing your story connects you to the people, but you cannot do that without a strategy, and you can't you even with having a blueprint in mind. The real bottom line of it is that you cannot do that if you are too afraid to show up and invest in your business. And I don't know about you, but Trump or Biden or whoever else, nobody is going to stop me from getting what God has for me. Right? That's just the bottom line, because like I shared with you earlier, I've been through too much to throw in the towel. If you follow me on Facebook, I posted earlier. It was like earlier last week. Like, God, I can't see the end, but I trust you in the middle, Jesus. Another thing I posted was something similar to that too. The moral of my story is that I'm gonna keep on pushing, and I'm gonna keep on fighting, and I'm gonna keep on showing up, right? And you need to do the same for yourself and for your business. You have to show up for yourself and for your business. There are people that are waiting on you. There are opportunities waiting on you. There are clients that are waiting on you. But if you are waiting for the perfect time, I'm here to tell you there is no perfect time, right? If you are waiting on the perfect time, I am here to tell you that there is no perfect time. Times may always look uncertain. We don't know what's coming in 2021, right? And can you imagine what a disservice you're doing to the people that are your people, that are your target audience, and you don't show up? Think about all of the things and all the people that you didn't know that you needed in your business, but once you found out who they were, they changed the trajectory of your business. And so how selfish of that, and that's myself included, how selfish is that of you to not show up and not do what you know you're called to do because somebody else's life is connected to what you have to offer. Somebody's, you're the answer to somebody's problem. If you are an entrepreneur, if you are a business owner, if you are a side hustler, your business is the solution, right? And I say that, you can catch the last live I did. I said it before and I'll say it again. Your business is the solution, right? But if we're too afraid to put ourselves out there because we don't know what's coming down the pipe and we don't know who, is going to be in office, I'm not letting anybody dictate my destiny. Like, that's the fourth point. Don't let anybody dictate your destiny. Don't let anybody determine what you can and can't do. That's it. Like, that's it. Don't let anybody determine what you can and can't do. Do not let anybody determine what you can and can't do. So, number one, if I'll do a short recap. Number one, the election does not stop your show or your flow. Number two, you have to position yourself. right? You have to be seen. Number 3, sharing your story connects you to the people, right? And number 4, no one dictates your destiny. No one dictates your destiny, right? And so I just wanted to come on and share that with you guys. I've been talking to a lot of people about, their dreams and their goals and what they see for themselves in 2021. And everybody's like, I need a strategy. I need to know what the next step is. I need to know how to get in front of my target audience. Well, it's great that you know where you're supposed to be, right? But knowing where you're supposed to be, having the knowledge, right, without the action is a lack of faith. I'm just going to be honest and throw that out there. Having the knowledge, right, without having action behind the knowledge is a lack of faith, right? And it may not be that you invest in position to pivot. It may not be that you invest in whatever your program you may be looking at or anything like that. It may be just, have you taken any step to invest in yourself this year? Or are you just waiting for the right moment? Are you waiting for the right time? And again, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to be the one to tell you that there'll never be a right time. I'm sorry. There'll never be a right time. It wasn't a good time for me to hire somebody while I was going through a stage 4 cancer diagnosis. Trust, it wasn't. It wasn't a good time for me to continue to, not fold and not give up my business when I was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. It wasn't a good time for me to continue pushing even before that when I wanted to throw in the towel because nobody was watching me, nobody wanted to pay me. It was not a good time, but our tenacity, you guys, makes all the difference in the world. It makes all of the difference in the world. And so if you are watching this live, if you are catching the replay, please, please, please know and understand that you are worth it. Like, your business is worth it. The people that you're connected to are worth it, right? You owe it to yourself to end 2020 with a bang. You owe it to yourself to not give up, to not give in. You owe it to yourself to not throw in the towel. You owe it to yourself to keep going, right? It doesn't matter what the times look like. It doesn't matter who's in office. It doesn't matter who's doing what, right? Because again, the bottom line is something is always going to happen. Somebody's always going to be in office. Somebody's always going to be running for office. Something's always going to happen. Unfortunately, it's just the world that we live in. But are you going to allow it to paralyze you to the point to where you don't take action? Or are you going to allow it to propel you forward to get to where you know you're supposed to be, right? And so I do hope, in all seriousness, that you guys are voting tomorrow, or like me, you've already voted. And so really make sure, guys, that you go out and vote. It's so important, not just for the African American community, people of color. It's important for all people. Please make sure y'all go to the polls tomorrow if you have not. Please make sure that you go vote. But also, do not let this vote and this election dictate the way that you move forward in your life and in your business. Do not let this election dictate the way that you move. Okay, I wanted to share that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you have a question on something, you can always inbox me if you're on Facebook. Hey, Facebook. You can inbox me if you're on Instagram. Hey, Insta. Enrollment for Position to Pivot is closing soon. Okay, enrollment is closing soon. And so I want you to, if you're interested in booking a call with me, go ahead, hit the link. Go to positiontopivot.com. If you want the link and you're on Instagram, you can hit the link in my bio to sign up for the webinar that's this Thursday, and then I will send you the link for the call. Okay, you guys, I am having a webinar on this Thursday. I would love to see y'all in there. Also, you can apply to book your call for Position to Pivot, and I will see you guys soon. Okay, bye everybody.